Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Monster Trucks. So the Monster Trucks advertising campaign definitely is near the top for one of the worst advertising campaigns I've ever seen. I was absolutely dreading seeing this film. I went into that theater for the screening fully expecting to just hate it because those trailers and the whole concept just were bad. And I'm going to start off by giving the film credit because I didn't hate it. It wasn't as bad as I was anticipating it to be, but that doesn't make it good. To start off, I think our cast was all game for what they were here for. Lucas Teal was really nice as our lead. I think he really enjoyed the film and the whole concept. He was down for some of these weird things they asked him to do, and I think he really liked playing the role. Jane Levy is in something way different than anything I've seen her in, and I also thought she was really good in her role. Donald Glover is here, and he more or less just brought it back to my attention. Why aren't we hiring Donald Glover for more roles? He deserves better than this caliber of film. But he was good, and he played a disabled person here, and it was never brought up. No attention really brought to it. So I liked just having him there. And then there's Rob Lowe, though, who just... no, horrible performance, Rob Lowe. But the biggest compliment I can give this film is that it's watchable. I think small children will enjoy themselves here, and I think parents at least can get something from the kind of old school family film feel. Like this feels like a C-grade Free Willy in its own right. The monster we see does start to grow on you just because he's cute. He has a cute little face, and you connect with him because he's on the run. He's being hunted unfairly, so just naturally I think you kind of gravitate toward him. And he does develop a nice little relationship with our main character as well. When our creatures are in the water, they glow and reveal these beautiful markings, and I thought those were some of the most beautiful sequences in the entire film. They did actually look gorgeous. And for what it's worth, the monsters themselves were animated very, very well. When they were interacting with their faces or interacting with their tentacles, they had a nice texture to them, and I thought they looked realistic. But that's kind of where the buck stops. So we're going to continue with the monsters here for the beginning of our negatives. So while I think the actual CGI work for the monsters was done pretty well, I think their design was just so strange. So these are supposed to be water-based creatures, and even in the water, it didn't work for me. They didn't look smooth like a squid. They didn't look cool like an octopus. Their shape was just so strange and clunky and awkward. And then, of course, when you have them out on land, it just is like, oh, whoa, this is very strange. And then the whole concept of them, being able to power a vehicle and get everything moving and going and working inside of there was just a very strange concept to begin with. So instead of, just making the monster trucks themselves come alive or something, putting this weird creature, who originates here on Earth, by the way, that can get inside there and do all this, it was a weird concept from the jump. And then we move over to our characters. So while I think Lucas Teal did... And then we move over to our human characters. And while I think Lucas Teal did a good job with his own performance, can we please stop with this kind of trope already? We are meant to believe that this really attractive, white, all-American man can't fit into school. He's so much different. He has no friends. He can't get any girl. This Lucas Teal character is made out to be like this weird outcast. And it just is, right off the bat, not believable. It's a little bit self-aware because the mom mentions it once, and then the dad kind of pushes at it. And then later in the film, we see just a random girl who clearly has a crush on him. It's like, oh, come on. And while he is that kid for the beginning of the movie, he still, with no other friends, thinks he's too good for the pretty, smart girl that's supposed to be helping him, and thinks he's too good for the only kid in that school who wants to be friends with him, who seeks him out as a friend, and tries to spend time with him. He just turns his nose up to both of them, then thinks they're weird or whatever, and doesn't really want any part of that. Plus, our main character literally just like takes, and only really starts to put value into the people in this film when they give him something. So I thought that was just like a terrible message really to be sending, and not a very good characterization for your lead role. And the best example of this was with the, I think, stepfather or mom's boyfriend. I'm not really sure what his exact role was. He just kind of hated him right from the beginning of the movie, but we're never given any backstory. We don't really see any characterization of why this guy is such a bad guy, why he is such a hateable guy. No, it seems like the kid just doesn't like him, and I guess that's fine, but to just be that rude and disrespectful to him just because you don't really like him seemed ridiculous. And all of this just kind of gets compounded when the stepdad is a reasonable human and sees what's going on and tries to help our main character, and then suddenly the main character's, oh, well, I'm sorry about all those bad things I said about you. I also don't like the way they treated the friend character. So, of course, this friend that the main character turns his nose up to is this little, fat, like, red-haired, not very attractive kid. He's kind of, whatever, nerdy, dorky, whatever you want to call him. And the movie laughs at him. The movie is making fun of him, not just the characters within the film. No, the movie doesn't like this character. And I thought their treatment to him was just really cruel. And the compounding moment there is when he's being used, and suddenly this kid needs to talk to him, and still kind of makes a one-off comment about him having to hang out with them maybe once. He's helping them on their mission, and they make this like, oh, he's so gross, his butt crack is showing joke. I thought that joke really just was in poor taste. I thought it was mean-spirited. And I'm sick of all of this type of thing. Stop making, like, the ugly fat kid the weird little sidekick that the hot main character only likes when they need them. And this one in particular, though, is treated exceptionally cruel. Like, he gives up his 16th birthday gift for this guy. Like, it was kind of actually sad to watch. I also didn't really like the forced romance and the forced flirting. There was a ton of ridiculous jokes. The CGI work outside of, like, the small detail on the beast was pretty bad. Like, when you were just watching the monster trucks climb things or flip and jump. It clearly looked like a video game. Also, the score was horrendous. It was just like that typical cheesy movie, television, Nickelodeon show type score. It was distractingly bad and cheesy. And the whole premise behind these monsters also just made absolutely no sense. Like, I just didn't get it. But overall, tales about creatures and animals that need your help, that you can bond with, that you can fall in love with. This one just got me from, like, hateful to dislike, honestly. If you want to see how to do this kind of story properly, an old school family film that we used to get all the time in the 90s, of a child who connects with a member of some other species and has to help them. They bond, they become friends, become family in a lot of times. Then watch Pete's Dragon from 2016. That movie did this type of film expertly. And then this one just kind of, So I think there are enough laughs in there for kids and parents. It's lighthearted and heartfelt enough that I think it's watchable for you. But I think this one, at best, is worth a rental. And if you don't have children, just skip over it. No need. So, that is my review of Monster Trucks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Monster Trucks? And what is your favorite child bonds with animal type film? Let me know either in the comment section down below or hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!